Hi everyone, Georgetown Soaps here. I am making another batch of lavender soap, and I use the lavender, it's the BeScented original lavender fragrance oil from BeScented, obviously. It's a really good seller for me, and I end up using the fragrance in several lavender soaps as well as some different blends. And it also sells really well with the bath bombs and the soy candles. So there I am. I've mixed in my colloidal oatmeal, my kale and clay, just added in the lye. And I've started to do bigger and bigger batches. I just don't have the time to do the smaller batches anymore. I think I'm going to break out my triple mold pretty soon, just so I can be a little bit more productive. And I am using the magic purple color from BeScented. And I just kind of going back to kind of keeping it simple. So I'm just going to do an all over purple soap, and then I'm going to change up the top. So I'm going to do something fun on the top that I've been playing with a little bit. And so some soapers like to pre-mix their colorants. I just like to kind of mix it all in. I like to save myself as many dishes as possible. And so I just kind of add a little bit of mica and then add more mica as needed. Excuse me. And what's nice with this fragrance, it doesn't accelerate, it doesn't rice, it behaves very nicely. Now, because I'm adding all the mica, I did add the mica first before I add the fragrance, just so if I decided I had too many clumps, it wouldn't get too thick too fast, depending on what it was. But since it's all one batch and all one color, just gonna go ahead and do the mica first and then add in the fragrance oil. So I find that works kind of better, especially, sometimes lavender, it's not going to reverse trace, but it's not going to be slow to a certain extent, but it gives you plenty of time to work with. And so out of more pure laziness, I decided just to add the fragrance oil directly into the soap container. Sorry you couldn't see it, I just didn't have time to move the camera. I actually got in a 25-pound jug of this one because I use it so much. I use it in so many bath bombs, candles, soaps. I kind of go through quite a bit of it. So for me, it was a little bit more cost effective to get the 25 pounds. And so I was kind of pouring it out of the bigger 25-pound container into some smaller containers. And that's why I just decided to just pour it in directly. But you can see, excuse me, no ricing, no acceleration. And the magic purple color is looking really nice. And with these bigger batches, if you're used to watching me, it doesn't take too long to kind of come to trace. And especially with it using a wooden mold, I want it to be a little bit thicker. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I had to hang up that phone. But anyway, so with the wooden molds, with the lining, you want to make sure that your batter is a little bit thicker, because if it's too runny, sometimes it can run out of the seams. So I'm kind of bringing everything to trace a little bit longer than I normally would if I were using just a regular silicone diamond or sapphire mold, but totally workable. And I like to scrape everything off the spatula before I pour it into the mold. So I'm going to go ahead, get this into the mold, and I'll bring you guys back for when I'm ready to do the cut. All right, and I'm trying a new technique. I'd seen some other soapers kind of use a fork or similar tool to just kind of create some lines across the top. So I've been kind of playing with that. The key is to not drag it too far down, but there's this urge, I think, to get it further down. I don't know, it's hard to kind of just do it lightly on the top. So I think what I need to do is just grab a like wide tooth comb, or I guess not even a wide tooth comb, just a kind of plastic comb from the dollar store. It would obviously make this process go a little bit quicker. But I just kind of wanted to play with it, see if I even liked it once you do the cut. And you kind of just gently want to drag along the top. You can kind of see when I first started doing it, I was going too deep because I was getting too much soap on the edge. And as I kind of go further down, kind of got it under control where I'm not going quite as deep down into the soap. So just kind of got to play around with it. Then this way I can just kind of clean it up instead of going back and leveling off the top. But yeah, it's a different technique, and I think it's just something kind of cool to do. You don't have to worry about your soap being too plain. But anyway, really like this technique. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll bring you guys back for the cut. All right, and let this soap set for about 24 hours. And then I'm going to use this log splitter to split the two into the bigger logs. There you go. And then I'll grab my loaf cutter. And then I'm not going to show you guys every bar because every bar is pretty much exactly the same, but I just thought I'd do a couple and show you guys that. Otherwise, it'd be a pretty boring cutting soap video. But yeah. Every bar is pretty much the same, but love this fragrance, love the top. I think I'll make for a couple cute pictures, just something different and unique. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Again, this is the Lavender original from BeScented, and I'll see you guys on the next video.